Hi guys, this is Fiona with you again. Akumu Fiona, back with you. Today I want to talk about your personal brand on LinkedIn, right? I know it's Christmas Eve, but these are interesting tips that you might want to use in the next year when you're trying to grow your personal brand. So before I go into the 7 things that you can do, I'll tell you a little bit about the LinkedIn algorithm. So the algorithm is based on 3 key things. One, it favors organic content. The other thing it favors is relevance. It favors relevance rather than recency. So if you have relevant content, it is going to put that on top of your feed instead of the most recent content. And then the last thing is it favors non-bot-like behavior. So what do I mean by that? Non-bot-like behavior is pretty much anything that's too repetitive, too forceful, and too, robot-like, like very, very easy to predict. So with those 3 key things in mind, the fact that the algorithm favors organic content, relevant content, and non-bot-like behavior, here are 7 things you should be doing in order to make the most out of your LinkedIn and your personal brand on LinkedIn. The first thing you need to do is you need to build your accounts. You need to build your accounts authority. So how do you do that? You make sure your profile is up to date. It has the right keywords. Make sure you have a lot of specificity. In the summary area, you have the right photo, you have a lot of good details on your experiences, on the work experiences, so that there's enough keywords to make you searchable on LinkedIn. So that's the first thing. Before you do anything else, make sure your profile is top-notch. The next thing you need to do is you need to post frequently. But here's the kicker. You can't really post as predictably as a bot would, because as I said, the algorithm favors non-bot-like behavior. So you should try to post frequently, but you still need to do it in kind of irregular intervals or at irregular timings, because if you post the same time every single day, the bot will think that there's something off, and maybe you're a little bit like a bot, like you're very predictable. So try not to be predictable with your timings. The next thing you need to do is you need to make your posts mobile friendly. So how do you make them mobile friendly? By making sure that you're not writing long paragraphs. If you make the paragraphs too long, they're not easy to read on a mobile. And as you know, people on mobile or on the internet in general like to peruse things. So if you make the paragraphs short and easy to read, that will make a lot of things easier. The other thing you need to do is diversify your posts. So you can't be predictable, as I said. If you're posting a text post today, tomorrow try a video, the next day try slides, the next day try an infographic, the next day try live videos. So try to diversify your content so that you're not as predictable as a bot would be. So that the algorithm also finds you interesting. It's not just people who find you interesting, it's also the algorithm. So the next thing you need to do is also use hashtags. Make sure you're using less than 3 hashtags, because if you use more than 3 hashtags, the algorithm will also think of you as a spammer. So try to keep it at 3 hashtags at most. So that's it, and also try and use keywords. The next thing you need to do is review the analytics so that you make sure you know what works and what doesn't. So as I said, if you're posting frequently and in certain times of the day, make sure those certain times of the day are specific times where your audience is always on LinkedIn, or mostly on LinkedIn. That will work. And then try to vary it. So maybe if there are 3 best times to post for your audience, make sure those 3 times you're posting on Monday or one of those times, on Tuesday one of those times, and on Wednesday one of those times. Just make sure you're posting at optimum times of the week and the day. The other thing you need to do, the last thing, which is obvious, and a lot of people forget to do this. So you need to be engaging. So the algorithm loves, yes, you can be posting organic content, but the algorithm also favors you when you're posting on other people's posts, when you're commenting and when you're liking, because the more you engage, the more you're seen, and the more you're seen, the more opportunities come to you in terms of career-wise or for your business. So if you don't engage, you're not seen. So that's the 7 key steps I would give you in terms of building your profile on LinkedIn. So I'll go over them again. The first one is build your account's authority. Make sure you're an authority on LinkedIn, and that is by making sure your profile has enough keywords and it's well updated all the time. Next thing I said was post frequently, but try not to be like a bot. Try not to be bot-like in your posting frequencies and your posting intervals. Just try to be a little bit human. You know, human behavior is not linear and it's not predictable. So try not to be unpredictable in your posting, but post frequently and post relevant content. The next thing I said was make your posts mobile friendly. So that is making sure you're using short paragraphs. The most a paragraph should be is like 2-3 lines. Everything else can be 1 line, 2 lines, just to make it easier to peruse. The next thing you need to do is diversify your content. Don't be predictable. The other thing, use 3 or less hashtags and make sure you're not looking like a spammer. The 6th thing I said was review analytics, so that every single day you know what's working and what isn't. Don't keep doing the same thing even if it's not working. Keep checking your analytics and see what's working with your audience, because you need to be relevant. As I said, the algorithm likes relevance. And the last thing I said is engage. It's a social platform, so you need to remember to be social. You need to comment on posts. You need to like other people's posts. That way you are seen, and if you're seen, you get more opportunities. So I wish you a Merry Christmas for tomorrow and a Happy Christmas Eve as well. I hope these tips will help you for the next year in terms of improving your brand on LinkedIn. See you soon. Ciao.